Hello, once again, we're coming from Crypto Corner. My name is Greg Harriman. I'm your host, and I'm hoping that so far everything that we've done, you guys have looked at and said, we've started to build, we started to do some things. And one of the biggest things that I hope that you're getting out of this is that you're hearing the same message over and over. There's a lot of channels out there that will jump from one thing to another, to another, to another. And that's not what we're going to do. We're going to grab onto some good quality things, and you'll see it in um, our philosophy that we want to be safe, secure, and able to sleep. And that's why we're picking the coins that we are. I've thrown some others in there just so that you guys have some variance to say, hey, maybe I want to look at something else. I want to go to a different exchange. I want to try something. It gives you some ideas to do your own research because it's not financial advice, but it tells you to go look and here's something, a place to start. And so with that, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please read this. You can go back through the other videos, and we would, love you to do that. Hit the like button and subscribe. And what you're going to see is consistency since all the way back from August of last year. That you're going to see consistency. We're looking at the same coins, we're farming them, we're doing different things with them, but for the most part, we're holding them. And we've been buying them as they've gone down in price. And now, as they're up a little bit in price, we sold some of it and we're buying back in. Now that we're back into a little bit of a dip, and there's some people that think that we're going to have a even bigger dip. And the beautiful part of what we're doing is that we don't care. So if you wait till kind of the end of the video, you're going to see all the different things that we're doing. You're going to see where we're at, why we're doing what we're doing, and how do you get ahead by doing it. So, as always, one of the comments that I had was that the screen, if people are looking at it on the phone, is super small. I tried to make it bigger today. Shoot me some comments to see whether it looks bigger to you or not. I am going to check out a whole different way of doing this over the next few videos to see whether I can do the picture in the picture, some different things to try to get it for the phone experience being better. So certainly let me know in the comments. I'm trying to do kind of what you guys are talking about, and so let me know if I'm doing a good job at it. In this slide, you'll see that we have some of these that are in the far right column that are over a couple 100% already. We have, each time I update this, you'll see that it will update that number of where we are in relation to this. And you can see there's a lot of green markers up this week. There's a couple flat, Jasmine and I think a couple of these are close to where they were. So what you really want to do is you want to be saying, is that a time to accumulate or is it a time to buy something different? And you can see each week I list out, did I buy it? Did I not buy it? And we bought pretty much the same thing we bought last week in increments, and it has to tie in to our 65% of one, 5% of another, 10% of another for our total number, and you'll see that later on in the show. So um, this is the one that I've added the coins to. So if you come back here, you'll see that there's a lot less coins and that we've been doing this group since August. Well, in December, I decided to just add some more coins to it because people were asking. So while people were asking, I was saying, okay, what do I think the top 25 that I feel pretty comfortable with? I think there's a lot of other coins that could do really, really well, and I'm not discounting any of those. And as we go along, we will start taking some of these out and adding in others. And as we go along, you'll also see, like what we've done with Dot and Atom, is we've staked it and then we farmed it. And when we're farming it, we let it go up to a predetermined price. Say Dot, for instance, up to almost $11. I mean, Atom almost up to $11, and then as it comes back down, we're down around 10ish now. We're okay if it goes all the way back down to 9 because we're staking 75% of what we're doing, and that's just gaming. So that's for the bull run. we think we're positioned very well. And we hope that you are too. And if you're just starting right now, I have one page today because the biggest comment I'm getting is, yeah, but you have some of those that have already gone 5 times, 7 times their number. And that's a correct statement. But should you, is it just beginning? Are we in the middle? Are we at the end? So that's where we're going to spend all of our time. And that's why we're going to talk about the same ones over and over. So now let's go into people asking, am I too late? Here you'll see that you'll see where we started, you'll see where we are, and all of these to the far right will say things like up 2 times, like a dot is, we were buying some of that as low as $4 and it went as high as eight something. So that's already 2 times the money. The super you'll see is up 5 times. So when we have something that's already up 5 times, we think maybe you could get 2 more times out of that. We think it could go to $1, but it's already at 50 cents. And this week it's trending up towards 60 cents. So when you look at that, you go, I don't know that I can, you know, do I want to put my money in super or do I want to put it in Jasmine, which may have a better chance of doing, a 10x or a 5x. So that's where, when we were early on, we were saying we were dumping into super because we thought it had a lot of growth potential. Boom, it goes to 5 times. That was our growth potential. Now we don't have nearly as much in super as we did. At one point, it was one of our larger holdings overall. And for this, it was almost all of the 5 to 10% that was sitting in our, risk assessment chart. And you'll see that in a minute. But this just gives you, take a screenshot of it, do whatever you want with it. But this gives you an idea of what multiple people are saying across the board. It's not just us. People are saying, we didn't think we'd get so far so fast to where we are right now. The halving hasn't happened. Multiple things haven't happened. So we still feel like there's more room to run. So, like on the dot, we feel like we maybe just about doubled our money. And on top of that, we still think there's 3 times to go. And with the ETF and Bitcoin, and if they go to ETF for ETH and DOT, those will go even higher. But we'll keep you informed because right now there is no ETF for it. So I don't put that money in there on maybes. I put it in there when something happens. So let's keep going. Here's our chart. You can see again, what did we buy? We're in what section of the chart it's in. This last week, you can see in the 5%, we didn't really have anything that we wanted to buy. This next week, we're hoping to buy some more Veracity, it's the VRA. But everything else, we feel we're good at sticking our money, into our percentages. So now let's take a look ahead. What other people are saying, where they think we're going. Part of this I believe in, part of it I don't. I think it depends on the Fed numbers. If the Fed starts printing money, we have an election year, we've got the halving, the Bitcoin halving. We have a lot of stuff that's about to happen. And I think all of those things combined are very good for crypto in the long run. Is it going to be, first quarter, second quarter, third quarter? That's where I think it becomes a little more problematic. So a lot of people are saying January's a little sideways. We've already felt that with the ETFs been approved, but Bitcoin fell after. So it was a sell the news event, even though in my mind it's not really a sell the news event because we're going to have more liquidity in the market. And as that liquidity comes in, there's a bigger pool of money. When that bigger pool of money is sitting there, it's going to be dispersed, not just in Bitcoin, but throughout the alts. And I think that's where we'll see the dots and the atoms and the different coins start popping. Now they're saying February is going to be up and down. I look at it and go, it's where we are right now. When we're down a little bit, we're definitely buying. You'll see weeks, if you go back through other videos, where we didn't buy anything. We had some weeks where we only bought into, the 5%, or we only bought into the 65%. So, and most people think in March we're going to kind of take off. That'll be a nice bump, let's say 10 to 15%, and then it'll start climbing from there. and April's going to climb. May is going to climb, although they do feel like there'll be a correction in there about every 8 weeks. And there may be some new ETFs with ETH and DOT. Even if it's just news, it may push that cycle up. June halving, that's going to be a big event. Everyone's, whether you're selling it or you're buying it, where is Bitcoin at that point? Is it still at 42? Is it at 60? Then people have to decide for themselves, of course. But a lot in August, the election money should be noticeable because if you're a Democrat, and I don't really care whether you're a Democrat, a Republican, you're green, orange, purple, you're an alien, doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that whoever's in power right now, the Democrats are in power, want to stay in power. How do you do that? You make everyone in the world think that it's great out there right now, including the economy, including the rest of those type of thought processes. So if they can, they'll print money. They'll have the Fed ease. They'll do other things because it's an election year, and it's been the stock market's been good during those years. And it's kind of a cycle. So go back and look, do your own research, see if I'm right. And then if you see in September, there'll be usually a correction. And then after that correction, it starts going off until the election is done. Why? Because they want every news to be as good news as it can be. And both sides will fight that. And so, I mean, we'll see what happens. Um, so then November comes, the election comes. It's a sell the news event. What is the new administration going to do? What is the old administration going to do in the new years because they have time and they have 4 more years? And then December is usually an early drop, but they usually finishes strong. So that's kind of the year, uh, how we're looking at it. So we hope that you go along the ride with us. And as always, I like to show this chart because these are the different things we're doing. We're farming, we're staking, we're accumulating, and we're diversifying. So we have a lot of coins across a lot of regions: gaming, DeFi, AI, different cycles for each coin, different events for each coin. AI is a very hot narrative right now, probably will be all the way into 2025. But gaming, I think, will overtake it as these new games come out and the Web3 development gets done and we push forward with that. I think that's going to be a great place to be. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed the video. I hope that you smash the like button for me and that you let me know in the comments whether it seemed a little bigger on the phone. I appreciate you guys. Appreciate. Hopefully you're killing it and you're farming and you're doing all the things that we're talking about. All right, thanks. We'll see you next time. It's Greg Harriman signing off.